What's up, guys? I'm going to be showing you some details from a series that we have been working on in the gym. We call this the 2-on-1 series. It's a stand-up, takedown, sweeps, trips, throws, sacrifices kind of a series. So all takedowns, all starting from standing and getting it to the floor through forcing a submission, an off balance, a leg technique, a hip throw, a variety of options. So we're going to go over several different things. I'm going to be voiceover narrating this for you. Please leave us some comments down below on any clarifications. This again is not going to be like super long form instructional, and we're going to have this broken down for you in about 4 different sections. Okay, so first section I'm just going to do some different entries and then go into some different things that will happen when you start arm drag gripping and breaking and pulling people, because they don't always do what you want. Alright, so thanks for watching as always, and please subscribe to our channel.
Alright, this first section is going to be over entries. We call this the arm drag grip. I picked this up from training judo. They get the grip, you strip it off, you pull their leg in front of you, and either go under their arm or over their arm. Also, sometimes their leg's not always going to go in front of you. I can also grab around the back, like grab his collar. Here you can see leg goes in front. So these are sort of all of the body positions of how my body and Michael's body can line up together as a part of this 2-on-1 series. There I'm using a cross grip, kind of intercepting his grip. Don't always let him grip your lapel. That can be bad. Start practicing on sort of preempting it, coming up underneath and catching it, or to the outside. This is just a section on forward attacks. I'm basically picking up a judo double leg. It's called a Morote Gari, or just a standard double leg. I like to lift or go ahead and drop on down and drive. You can turn the corner with this one. You can complete more of like a wrestler's drop step. Goal on this whole segment is that I'm setting up attacks where I go forward as I'm bringing him forward. So sort of principle of 2 directions at work. I get him drawn forward and I intercept his momentum as I come forward. That helps me get my double leg. I use this same exact idea to set up a single leg right there. And then outside the single leg, some really good options are another forward throw we like to do, and we do it all the time from all situations. It's called O-Soto in judo. That means major outside. There's lots of ways you can finish with your leg on O-Soto. You see there I'm kind of feeding his arm through on the single. I like to do that. But on this Soto, it's iconic. I'd seen this move before I ever even trained martial arts. Catch him going forward, step beside him, and you can reap your leg to get him to fall. So sticking with the same theme of entering the 2-on-1 here, on this one I'm going with what we call the armpit arm lock. This is the wakigatami in judo. So I'm either popping his grip off or intercepting his grip, and I'm sitting through to create that arm lock. Now when I do this, I can just sit down with it, or I can abandon and go to a rear ride or front headlock, sort of a back controlling type position. You can also switch for the wrist lock. It's a really common move, pop it off. When he retracts his arm back, I round step out, throwing him with the wrist technique. After I throw the wrist technique, I walk back around his head, turn him on his belly. Okay, on this one, I really like for all people. I do this from the rear clinch as well. It's just a simple reverse ankle pick. You can sit down into a leg attack, but it's a real good sort of self-defense maneuver, and I always pass after I get that reverse ankle pick. Another one I really like is after the reverse ankle pick, you can initiate the same thing for a roll. Less so for all people. Get you sort of in the same situation. I love getting into my leg attacks this way. So catch his leg is behind you, but you're going for that wakigatami armpit arm lock, and put your outside hand on the mat and roll. So it's a rolling knee bar, rolling entry to what people call the honey hole. So it's a really good rolling leg attack. Get into your leg lock series. This is actually one of the very first throws I learned in judo. It's the scooping throw, Tsukinagi, reverse double leg takedown. I've seen this in Greg Jackson's book and a lot of other situations. There's some different sort of lines and angles you can finish the technique on. You can throw them behind you. Some different actions on finishing. You can also go over his arm. So you can hit that Waki Gatami entry into this series as well. Outside of a Tsukanagi, another one I really like, another first one I learned in judo is you can grab his belt and it's called the Obiatoshi, but if you do it with chopping like that, like reverse clothesline, it's called Kokinagi in Aikido. So saw a previous Aikido term with Ko Doggy on that wrist lock I was doing. Didn't mention that, but those are Aikido terms. This I call this Nidon Ko-Soto Gari. It's a rear trip. You could also look at this as another throw in judo, Tani Atosh. Just depends on how you want to consider it, or you just call it a rear trip. But I'm just propping and catching his foot and falling backwards. Some different actions you can do on this. Now this throw I found called Soto Morote in the Canon of Judo by Kyuzo Mifune. So I'm kind of hitting a lateral double, but it's the Tsukanagi rear style double. I can go underneath his arm for this, or I can go over his arm. And I like to finish in what a lot of people call leg drag position here. Couple of sacrifice throws next. This one's called Yoko Guruma. I like to draw him forward and then go under. Learned this at a Rodrigo Pinheiro seminar a few years back. A few of the moves from this series actually, but I retained them so well because it's part of a larger ecosystem of moves. Another old time throw that I've learned since blue belt is this reverse sumigaeshi right here. Step in, kind of go up underneath them. You want to be careful about going straight down, hitting your tailbone on this one, right? But right there, hop in. It's like a reverse butterfly or reverse elevator sweep. Okay, up next here, just sort of a basic hip throw, another one from the Rodrigo seminar, but on this one, I'm going over his back here. It's technically called a Koshi Guruma in judo. And on these throws, this one I'm adding the leg action. Watch what I'm doing with his hand. I'm going to make sure that I throw that hand to the mat for him so he can have a good fall on this one. These couple of throws can be scary for a beginner, but they're real effective and basic. You have to let the person fall. This Uchimata here, I'm pushing him off balance with two inside trips. But if he's real defensive, I can't get him off balance. This forward leg reap, this Uchimata is a great throw. If they're defensive and basing down, it works very well. I'm looking for it immediately if I don't get the little push off balance maneuver here. So here, doing the balance break to get to an inside trip. This is called Ko-Uchi Gari in judo. And I use this as an attack and entry into my groundwork. And also there you got a 3-throw combination off of it. So adding the far side ankle pick. Right here we push off balance, add that as he's stepping out past the leg drag. Lastly, you can add this in combination with these, or you can hit it with a straight attack. It's just a taitoshi, a body drop, real basic throw in judo, pushing you off balance. There's a 3-throw combination, taitoshi, body drop, there's a straight attack. Thanks for watching, guys.